Hi. So, coming to your question that in your experience, what are the most important factors to a successful Meta Facebook lead generation campaign? Well, this seems to be some technical stuff, so I just noted down some points. So I'll just to make it sure that I'm not wrong on many aspects, and I don't do so being a technical stuff. So I would like to, because I have generally have a habit of writing it and reading it whenever there is a technical stuff. So first of all is there are some factors which I will just touch down upon. I can't go into details because we don't have much time for this. And first is campaign time. Well, every advisor knows that you will get visitors on your not many conversions if you run traffics on Meta. That's the basic fundamental point. So the first step is basic and very critical. We have to make sure that you opt into a conversion campaign with the pixel firing if you want to generate leads. The conversion action should be set to target leads. That's the your campaign type should be. Well, Meta's algorithm may not be as complex as Google's, but it's still incredibly sophisticated and will find conversions based on your targeting. The second factor is standard versus dynamic creative. You can run a standard creative campaign which includes several ads within an ad set. The system then decides which ad to serve at a given point. In our experience, toggling dynamic ads is the creative way to go. That's the standard versus that's the second factor. Third factor is audiences. For Facebook lead generation campaigns, there are some considerable differences for audiences. With because and e-commerce being the buzzword, any guru will tell you that the system, if you allow the system, it will do the targeting and avoid using audiences. But if you are starting from scratch, or we as a consulting firm, we do, and most of our, because we deal with a lot of B2B of clients, and they also have this because they being B2B, so they have an audience segmentation which is very nuanced. I find that using lookalikes of your existing customers works extremely well. So upload your customer list and target 1 to 3% of lookalikes. Forms and landing pages. This is the fourth factor. I recommend having a dedicated landing page rather than an instant form because the latter typically generates poorer leads. But that's not a hard and fast rule. For our clients, we use a dedicated landing page or an instant form, but add qualifying questions. So you need to have your own questions rather than only depending on the questions which Meta gives actually. The fifth factor is something which we have been very involved, and we have very personally looked at. We use this factor very much for our client. That is being creative, having a creative approach. Well, creative can be, it means for a creative guy, it looks it's like a nostalgia for him, but it can be tricky. We find the image banners work really well for lead generations. The most important one piece to call out there is to create being creative to isolate your audience. You want the copy in your post and on the image to speak to a specific type of person in a way that compels them to stop scrolling and start clicking. And the most importantly, the next sixth factor is that we should not treat this like in e-commerce actually, because the problem is we have so much of e-commerce business happening in terms of technology, and most of the digital marketing is for e-commerce. We don't differentiate between. We can't take every client like e-commerce client. Every client can't be e-commerce client. Of course, e-commerce takes the bulk of digital marketing business. The lead generation in advertising has always been trickier than e-commerce. So it is very different and very trickier. Because in e-commerce, an exchange of money so easily tracks the latter, It's fairly straightforward. Either you make the sale or you don't. That's what happens in e-commerce. You know instantly that whether this guy is going to buy your product or not. But that doesn't happen in a conversion, because conversion takes time. So there are leads which are spam leads. There are leads which it does not correlate with your lead quality. Then your sales team tries to convert those leads. So there is a human element involved. So why I am going back to what I said before starting about this, that you should not deal that like in e-commerce. So and get back as the this is the sixth one and the final one. So because there are so many clients there are so many companies which use Facebook, but they need to understand their clients and audiences first. Understanding our audience deep down is very important. So getting back to the marketing fundamentals, that excellent creative assets and relevant landing pages, and your job will be much easier whether you advertise on Meta or any other platform, for that matter, Instagram or any platform. That's what I want to say. I'm extremely thankful for your patience and for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.